Hey, Claude Pelanne here at Affiliate Starting Line. Welcome. This is going to be a video about, again, in the continuation of the Google Search Engine Optimization Starter Guide. And this time we're going to look at using heading tags appropriately. So what are heading tags? Let's take a quick look. Heading tags, and I'm in WordPress here. I'm posting an article. Heading tags, if you come down here to the drop down under the paragraph, are going to be these headings here. Heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These are designations you can give text in order to create emphasis on that text to show your users how important what importance you place on that particular text. So how do you use heading tags to emphasize important text? Well, Google will tell you what to do. First, they want you to use heading tags to present the structure on the page to your users. So you're going to show your user how important different text is by the size of that text, and that designation is created by the heading tags, the heading designation you give that text. You want to make sure that your heading structure is a visual cue to users that the text is important and that can help them understand the content better. Now, what are the best practices? What is the way that Google wants you to use these heading tags? Well, they want you to imagine that you're writing an outline, and they want you to put some thought into what the main points and subpoints of your content will be, and decide where to use these heading tags appropriately. They don't want you to use heading tags that wouldn't be helpful in defining the structure. They don't want you to use heading tags where just italics or bolding are appropriate, and they don't want you to use them erratically. In other words, all over the place with no logic. And they want you to use heading tags sparingly across the page. So, what are they talking about? Let's take a look. Here is a post. Now, it consists of a few things here. We have the title of the post. This is WordPress now. And technically, if I remember correctly, the post is theoretically supposed to be an H1. At least it carries that importance. And here is the body of the article. So what I do is I take the title of the subtitle, or the title of the body, and I make it into, I come down here and I turn it into a H2. Now you'll notice that if I select this copy and go down to an H3, the copy gets smaller. If I take this copy and turn it into an H6, it gets tiny. So there are different values to the heading tags. I usually use head 2. On my paragraph headers, which would be a subheader to the body title and a subheader to the actual post title, I go with heading 3. So I designate my paragraphs as heading 3. So each one of these paragraph titles is a heading 3. My text emphasis is used by bolding. Now you'll notice here it says paragraph. This is just text that is bolded. It is not a heading tag. But it allows me to emphasize the name of the resource where you can get ideas for content. So there's the Gutenberg Project, Internet Public Library, etc. So that brings the eye here. My conclusion down here is back to heading 3, and then my tag at the end is bolded text. So the logic here is heading 1 at the edit post, heading 2 for the body in the article, body head, and then my paragraphs are heading 3s, and anything else is bolded text. If there were a reason to go to sub-paragraphs, then I would use a heading 4 and and go down logically in that way. So that is how you use heading tags, and you get to those heading tags by coming down here in WordPress in any event and selecting whichever tag you want to use. I guess if you're writing HTML, you use the right designation with the bracket and the H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. So what does it look like? Well, in this particular case, if we want to take a look, here's the title for the post. Here's my header 2 tag, which looks larger than my H1. So I would leave this as is, by the way, just because I know I want people to look at my article title and not necessarily always the post title. In any event, but you'll see here my paragraph headers are a certain size, then my bolded text is a certain size, my conclusion, and then my tag is a little bit of a different size. It's just bolded text. If you wanted to see the source here, you can see here the title of the text, but if I come down here and start looking at the body of the article, here's my H2, that's the title. Here's my H3 for the paragraphs, and then I go through, here's another H3 for another paragraph. You can actually see how the search engines will read these header tags. So that is what you do when you use header tags appropriately according to the search engine optimization guide of Google. And if you do that and you follow a certain structure when you're using these tags, then A, you'll create a way for your users, your readers, to be able to see what the important part of the text is and the logic of what you're doing, and B, you'll make it easier for search engines to find the content, understand the content, and in many cases they'll use some of these tags for their descriptions and snippets. So that's it. That's how you use heading tags appropriately. I hope this has been helpful. This is Claude Pelanne at Affiliate Starting Line. Stay with it, stay well, and we'll talk to you soon.